Stanford football is one of the more interesting case studies to look at when it comes to the type of success they had throughout the 2010s. It saw players like Andrew Luck, Christian McCaffrey, or Solomon Thomas perform at a high level and have had the same coach since 2011 in David Shaw. Shaw is the winningest coach in Stanford history with a 93-45 record and won 3 Pac-12 championships during his first 5 seasons. Unfortunately, he has not had the same type of success in recent years. 2021 was a disaster with the Cardinals going 3-9, which is their worst record since 2006. Before then, they went 4-8 in 2019 and 4-2 in 2020. Will Shaw be able to right the ship, or should he start feeling his seat heat up? Stanford started the 2021 season strong, beating Oregon 31-24 in overtime, and they were sitting at 3-2. That Oregon game would be the last game the Cardinals would win the rest of the season. The defense imploded as Stanford lost its last 4 games, 52-7 to Utah, 35-14 to Oregon State, 41-11 to Cal, and 45-14 to Notre Dame. Many schools would have fired their head coach after the past few seasons, but Shaw returns without changing anybody on the staff. Tavita Pritchard's on offense and Lance Anderson on defense have been on Stanford's staff for a combined 29 seasons. It makes sense, because Stanford is not as glamorous of a job as it looks. During a period where every school and player is taking advantage of the transfer portal, the Cardinals are unable to because of the school's stringent admissions process, and it's certainly not giving out 7-figure NIL deals. The only change Shaw made going into this season is switching from a 3-4 defense to a 4-3 defense. Shaw and Stanford had to deal with one of the toughest COVID-19 situations, with Steve Mandel from The Athletic writing, "No Power 5 program in the country dealt with more COVID-19 restrictions over the past 2 years than the Bay Area schools Stanford and Cal." In 2020, Cardinal players were sent home for 4 months. They did not hold a training camp until October and played just 6 games. They then left campus again until March 2021, missing 2 months of winter conditioning prior to later than usual spring practice start. Shaw believes it affected his players' developments, with him telling The Athletic, "Usually you're looking at junior years. Okay, you've had 2 really good off seasons. This is going to be your 3rd off season. Now you're really going to really explode. These juniors haven't had a regular off season yet. This is their first one. Think about how that's hampered our entire football team." But things look like they may be going in the right direction for the Cardinals. They returned the 3rd most production in college football from last season, which includes starting quarterback Tanner McKee. McKee is a former top 50 recruit from the 2018 recruiting class, but took a 2-year mission trip to Brazil after high school. In the first 5 games of his first season as a starter, the 6'6", 226-pound McKee posted a top 40 passer efficiency rating, throwing for 11 touchdowns and just 2 interceptions. But then he lost his top wide receiver, Bryson Tremaine, who suffered a season-ending injury. McKee missed 2 games with an injury, but during his last 5 games, his yards per attempt dropped from 7.9 to 7.0, and he threw for 4 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, with Tremaine out. Including Tremaine, Stanford returns a deep wide receiving core, which could be a special unit. Not used to saying that when it comes to Stanford. The Cardinals became known for their smash-mouth running game, but have struggled the past few years. They finished 12th in the Pac-12 last year, averaging 86.8 yards per game. They also saw the departure of their top 2 backs in Austin Jones and Nathan Peete. Cardinal fans will hope E.J. Smith will have his father's running back genes, being the son of NFL Hall of Famer Emmitt Smith. Shaw believes Smith can be a special back. Their offensive line also returns 104 career starts, but still has question marks due to their production last season. The offense will be interesting to watch after averaging 17.7 points per half last season when McKee and Tremaine played together, but just 7.1 points per half when one or both were sidelined. The Cardinals' defense was bad last season and has been awful the past 3 seasons, ranking 107th, 112th, and 115th nationally when it comes to yards allowed per play. A school that used to be known for their defense had just 15 sacks in 12 games last season, which ranked 120th nationally, while allowing the 2nd most rushing yards per game, behind Kansas, allowing 235.7 yards per game. Their defensive line is extremely thin this spring, with only 6 guys on the roster, 3 of which were walk-ons, but they do bring in some great young talent. The linebackers and edge positions return experienced players, but the strength of the defense may be at secondary. Oklahoma grad transfer Patrick Fields was the defensive MVP for the Sooners' Alamo Bowl win over Oregon. They also returned Kendall Williamson and Jonathan McGill. The Cardinals are also deep at corner with guys like Caillou Blue Kelly, Ethan Bonner, and Salam Turner Mohammed. Stanford may be at a turning point for their program, and if they want to return to Pac-12 North contenders, they will need to get back on track this season. One Pac-12 assistant told The Athletic, "They've really fallen off the last 5 years. They used to have those tough blue-collar football junkies, and they've lost that. They had a bunch of those dudes on defense, on the O-line, and at running back and quarterback. But they've missed a lot in recruiting, and if you miss at a place like that, you're screwed. There's just not a lot of guys they can go get. The quarterback McKee is good. He's got some talent, but they don't have the running backs anymore, and their identity has changed. They can't run the ball worth an expletive. They have bigger receivers. They want to spread you out and body you. You used to fear Stanford because of two things, because they were good and because they were going to bloody you and you were going to be beat up afterwards. That is not them anymore. Nobody fears playing them anymore. The Cardinals' best hope for a strong season will be relying on their passing game, and they will need their defense to step up. They'll have a tough schedule, playing only 6 home games and having Notre Dame and BYU on their out-of-conference schedules. They will play 4 teams with brand new coaching staffs in USC Week 2, Washington at the end of September, followed by Oregon on October 1st, as well as Washington State on November 5th. It's going to be a tough season, but if they could figure a way to get to 6 wins, it may look like the program is going in the right direction. You used to be able to write Stanford in for a bowl game, but they have not been to one since 2018. I like Stanford football, and when I was going through middle school and high school, they were always a team to watch, so I hope they could return to their old style of play sooner rather than later. What do you think? Will Stanford be able to return to being one of the best teams in the Pac-12 under Shaw? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more college football content, and check out one of my other videos the algorithm knows you will love right here. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.